Well, hello, boys and girls. 'Tis I, Professor, and look who's driving again. Say hi, ma'am.
Hi, everybody. Happy Father's Day.
Yes, happy Father's Day to everybody. A bunch of people wrote me that, and I don't really know who's dads and who's not. So, but anyway, if you're a dad, happy Father's Day. You saved me a lot of typing that one. So we had a good time. We went out and looked at that machine. I did buy it. The thing is super, super clean. Somebody really took care of it. I don't know, the hour meter on it says 6,500. I doubt that's accurate. I'm sure who knows, it could be, it could be 16,000 or 20, but it doesn't matter. The bottom's probably, I don't know. I didn't measure any segments or anything, I wasn't into that. But I bet you the bottom run for a couple of years, it's probably 50, 60% anyway, 70%, good enough. It's got double bar grousers on it, because a couple guys asked me if I was going to put single grousers. I might, if I have to. I don't think I'll have to. I'll be alright. I can always weld some pegs on it for winter. The boom. And there ain't even a bent pipe on this thing. There wasn't a bent anything on it till I dropped the tree on it, huh, Mammy? Like a big dummy. But the boom, he first thing he did was change his controls on it. He took the pilot lines off, and I actually should have just stopped and got out and changed them back, but I didn't. So I was trying to just play around with it, make sure I wanted to make sure people call them Rotex bearing, but the slewing bearing on the platform wasn't all slopped out of it. It wasn't. It didn't seem to have any play at all. I lifted it up and I couldn't see any movement. The machine is just immaculate. He said it needed an oil change, but the oil looked pretty clean in it. There wasn't no hydraulic leaks. The boom it's just, I was really surprised. And kudos to Dan, the guy who sold it to me. He's a very, very decent, honest guy. He didn't misrepresent a thing. I really didn't have time to come out. I just got so much going on, but don't really want to buy something sight unseen either, I guess. Whatever. But I could have from him. The dude was great. We got to see Wade and Ann on the way back, and the kids. We actually stayed there last night. It was very nice of them to open their home to us, wasn't it, Mammy?
Yes, thank you guys.
Great visit.
It was fun.
Went out to dinner and down in the little town there. What was the name of that town? It wasn't Derby.
Leopold.
Yeah, Leopold.
Marcy's Restaurant.
Well, Marcy's Restaurant. Shout out to them. Boy, was that good. We had ribs. Oh, man, really good. Anyway, so we got to visit with them guys, and that was great. And appreciate he's just become a very good friend. He's just a really nice fellow. Oh, they all are. And his mom and dad, we visited with them. And,
she made us breakfast.
Yeah, Joanne cooked us breakfast, biscuits and gravy. Oh, it's good stuff, man. She's a good cook.
Skitter Cav.
Yeah, Skitter Cav. You gonna like the biscuits and gravy.
You can put that up a little, so
Oh.
I don't have to be in that whole thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Mammy don't want to be in it. So anyway, I just Mammy's driving, and I was checking out some videos and trying to answer some questions, and I had a few things I wanted to address that people have been asking me questions, and I'm not the best at typing anyway. But I thought I'd just make a little short video. Get this out of my ear. But another subject before I go into that was that little skidder. My brother just remarked that he might be interested in it. So I'll call you later, bro. But I'll probably talk to him first about it. He is my brother. So if not, I will give everybody my email if they want to private message me. I don't want to go on about what he wants for it and what I paid for the Timco. I don't have a problem telling individuals, but I don't want to just blob it out across here. But I think I got a very good deal on that. Dude just put that head on that machine brand new. Randy Bolin, the guy who does a lot of the installations, he deals with the Ryan's head out of North Carolina. He put it on, and he's the one who let me know. Him and Josh Eller, the guy who builds the Ryan's heads for Ryan's, they both let me know about this machine. Josh called me and said, hey, you know you're looking for one, and this guy's, just put this thing together last November. He hasn't used it. Plans have changed. This thing's really clean. Talk to Randy. So I call Randy, and Randy's like, yeah, I was going to call you about it. And, I mean, it's immaculate. So I think I got a good deal. I really do. I think for what it is. And it was, put it this way, about 20% of what a new one would be. So with a brand new head on it.
So why are you buying a different machine, Paul?
Yeah, well, because it burned up. I mean, our big machine burned up, and so I personally like the dangle head. That's why I wanted to do that. This one's got the longer boom on it. It's more like a log loader boom than the short stub for a hot saw boom. So I think it'll work good for what we're planning on doing with it. We've got quite a few jobs where we're doing a lot more saw logs than we were. Now if we were just doing small, like plantation and smaller diameter wood all the time, I would much rather have a hot saw. No hands down. But when you get into larger diameter saw logs where you got to make double cuts with a hot saw, it's not your efficiency for the hot saw goes down the tube. And one of the reasons for that is because you got to drive around the tree and cut a front cut, a front cut in that tree. Because if the hot saw doesn't go all the way through it, you can't just push it. I mean, you can do that with a junk tree, but you'll split the timber and tear it all. You can't do it. You have to make a double cut in the tree. Well, when you've got that fixed hot saw head, you can't slew that head at all. So that means you have to drive by the tree. And now the hot saw head will rotate, I guess you would call it horizontally. It'll rotate 360 degrees. That's great. But that doesn't help you when you have to make a front cut in the tree and then come around the back of it. So you got to drive all over the place. Now, if you're on a hill, you just shred the hill. And that's a 35-ton machine, and if it's wet, like it's been wet, trying to do that, you just, number one, you don't even know if you can, because you go to move and you just slide, and you just tear the hell out of the hill. You can't do it. I mean, I don't mind tearing stuff up a little, but you can't just go all over somebody's hill and rip it all to shreds. So it's not practical. And we've been doing this for the last probably 2 or 3 years. It's been so wet, and even in the winter it don't freeze up. So we get on a steeper piece. You've probably heard me say this in some of the videos. My boy Dan was running the machine. He said, Pop, I ain't even running on the hill. He said, I'll just cut the chainsaw and sit down on the tram road or the skid road that you build in the hills, or most of the jobs we do already have hill roads in them. We just widen them up and stuff, but level them up. So you end up sitting down on the road anyway and dumping the stuff with the chainsaw. So then what do you need the big leveling machine for? I don't think it applies as good as it used to anymore. We used to do much more pulpwood, and we have kind of converted to more mixed jobs. We're doing a lot of jobs that are final cuts, that have the last cut of saw logs, and then you're clearing out all the junk and leaving a few nice small poles for crop trees or seed trees, good genetics to regenerate the property. So they're almost clear cuts. You might need 5 or 10 or 20 trees per acre, even. Not even that. I mean, usually 5 or 10 trees. So for all intents and purposes, you know, they're overstory removals or clear cuts. You know, the fancy, you know, word for that now is overstory removal. You know, and sounds a little better, I guess. So we're doing more of that. We're cutting more saw logs, and that dangle head is perfect because what you can do with your machine, you know, you reach down or up, whatever way you're facing, whatever way you want to push the tree. You make your first cut, and you know, you cut about halfway through, and then you reach around, you grab it, and you cut the other halfway through, and just chuck the tree. You're not cutting and carrying, so you don't need as bigger or as heavier machine. You know, you're just throwing that tree or dropping it and re-grabbing it and sliding it around like you would with just a regular log loader. Well, with the Ryan's head or with the dangle head, you know, you can grab that tree and slide it and scoot that thing around and grab the tree. You can cut limbs off with it. You can cut tops off with it. And that's another thing, because we're pulling larger trees now again, we're more into that saw log situation. I don't want to pull tops out that we're going to cut off and send back anyway for brush. It's stupid. Now if you're cutting, you know, smaller pole all the time, it's not as big a deal. But if you're going to start doing more saw log material, you know, 16, 18, 20 inch, 24 inch, big wood, you know, bigger on up, you don't want to pull all them tops. That's a lot of extra strain on the skidder, and then if it's muddy, you know, the mud gets all over, especially this time of year with the leaves on, and you've got, you know, half a ton of mud out there on the tree, and you're stressing the loaders trying to pick them up and put them in the delimber. So we're kind of converting to this idea of just chopping the tops off. And a lot of people will say, well, why don't you just get a process and process them at the stump? Well, this machine had a Ponzi head on it, and all of the plumbing and wiring and computer wiring are in it. They just took the screen out of it. And so it's another option you can do. If you did get in a piece you wanted to try that, you can pick up a decent used Ponzi head and stick it back on her and try it. You know, that's not out of the question. But one of the reasons, you know, people say, well, get a processing head. I understand, but the best way to do the processing head and everything would be with a forward or cut the length system. I'm not opposed to that, but my setup is tree length, you know, pretty much tree length operation. So I'm kind of mixing the best of both worlds. If I get this, cut the tops out of it, you know, and make it easier to skid, leave more junk in the woods at the stump, less stress on the skidders, less fuel, less stress on the loaders picking it up in the landings, you know, and then you don't have to worry about you know, the twigs and the little sticks, because those delimbers will just clean that right off nice. So kind of the best of both worlds. The delimber, that little self-contained delimber, I mean, I've had that thing paid for a long time. It don't owe me nothing. I didn't pay that much for it to begin with. I picked up another one last year out of Louisiana with a rebuild engine.
You collect that?
Yeah, I collect them. I paid $6,500 for it. It made me a couple $1,000 to truck it up here. But I mean, like, it's the rebuild engine is worth that, and it came with all the radio control and everything. I can't find a processor, even a cheap junk used one, that cheap. So to me, right now, it's just convenience. Those things are easy, they're cheap, they're simple, there's no computers on them, and you know, you build basically a little box tubing frame and throw it on the ground, and you can measure and use the grapple saw, or it'll run. My self-contained thing will run a deck saw, you know, a CTR or a CSI slasher. I actually have one for it. So it's just a cheap way to do things, and it does. It works good, but I think not dragging all the tops out, it's going to save fuel. You know, so that's another advantage of having this angle head instead of the hot saw. And believe me, I'm not opposed to hot saws. I don't know if I get into it or not, but I bought my machine back. I'm getting into prices, but I bought my machine back for salvage, and they deducted that small amount out of the payout. You know, so I'm keeping my hot saw and my rotator. I think it's all right. I don't think it got hurt. So will that play something in the future? Maybe. But for now, I'm going to try this thing. I think I'm going to like it. Kimmy works good. I'm thinking too, I have a Pierce grapple saw at the shop. I might put that on Kimmy, just have that as, you know, to help chase, chop tops out, you know, working the landing, whatever. And, you know, I'd be able to take the cutting head off of that, put the other thing back on, vice versa, whatever. So, just versatile, you know. We're kind of gonna quell down to one crew. I just haven't had. I can't make two crews work good. I'm just spread too thin. It's just hard. I got a bunch of guys left for gas line work. You know, grass is greener type deal. That's fine. Good luck. I'm not complaining. It's just that it's hard to find guys who can do this stuff, make product right, all this stuff. I had one good guy retire here recently, and you know, he said he'll help out part-time, whatever. So it's just kind of being short-handed. I want to go back to one crew. Mammy agrees with that, huh, Mammy? You think it's going to be a lot less stressful?
Absolutely.
You know?
Time to de-stress it a little.
Yeah, de-stress a little. So I'm kind of happy. This little 98 Timco, like I said, super duper clean. And you know what impresses the living heck out of me? I get in that thing. It's got a 6 BTA Cummins in it, which is you can buy a brand new reman 6 BTA from Depco with a year warranty on it. For the last one I bought was a couple of years ago or more than twice, but it was like $6,000, $59.95, all rebuilt, and the thing ran beautiful. We put it in one of the Franklin skidders I had. So this stuff is like dime a dozen, cheap. There ain't a computer on that freaking thing. You know, it's got a simple ignition switch on it. It's got a hand throttle, like a boat throttle on it with a cable running out. It's a 12-volt system. It's just simple, and I like that. I'm sick of this computerized junk. So it's got no emissions on it. It blows black soot, and I like it. So
what are your plans for getting rid of?
Yeah, we're gonna sell some surplus
extra stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna call back to one crew. We're gonna try and pay off our credit lines and stuff, and just kind of lighten up the debt load, and which will be good. You know, we're gonna have a nice chunk left over from buying this machine. We're gonna pay some bills down, you know, that we've been going up in the last couple of years. So just kind of de-stress a little bit, and I'm looking forward to that. I know Mammy is. You know, it's been hard the last couple of years. So, but we got a lot of nice work. So I'm gonna maybe make a list. We're gonna start maybe selling some of our surplus stuff. So I got a lot of stuff. I don't need it all, you know. So I might have some good stuff. Maybe some of the other loggers will watch the station, this channel, which I appreciate. Might be interested in some of it. I've got a nice little TSK track skidder, cat skidder, grapple and winch. Winch isn't working. I'll get the winch working on it. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's anything too serious, but I'll get that working on it. I think I'm gonna list that. I'm gonna have a 437 loader for sale with the dilemma on it, the buck saw. This stuff won't be that expensive. You know, it's decent running stuff. You know, can be used. Might sell a hood. Not sure. I got a little 450 Dozer I'll probably sell.
Skidders, or are you keeping them all?
I might sell a couple skidders, you know, maybe sell one of the 748s, I'm not sure yet. I've got a 460D Timberjack, which is got a reman engine in it. I don't think I'm going to sell that 450, just because it makes a nice little cable skidder, cheap, simple. But then I'll make a list. If anybody shows some interest in any of that stuff or would like to see the list, then, I've got a. There's my email too. It's gonna show up backwards. Look at that. Now I know what Pete does that, but he wrote it backwards. But anyway, the email for private messaging stuff, and this gets back to that little skidder too. I'm going to give my brother first dibs on it, but if anybody else is interested, the email is stumpjumper5@windstream.net. It's all small case, and it is the numeral 5, not F-I. The numeral 5, but it's all small case, STUMPER5@windstream.net. And if anybody's interested, I can give you a list of what we're going to sell. So, but anyway, I'm kind of excited about that. I need to de-stress a little bit. I'm worried about my health. What else was I going to say? Oh, I got some questions about that job, that big mountain we went and looked at last weekend. I just threw a couple more videos up just for shits and giggles because I had them on there, and I go, oh, it's pretty interesting. I don't think we're going to do that. I don't think that project's going to fly. The mill that wanted to buy it wanted my opinion on logging it, because they had a bunch of guys, well, not a bunch, but a couple guys, oh yeah, we're going to log that flat, but we don't want to touch that hill. So they needed some kind of a reality check on what it would cost to log that out. And I'm probably going to be twice a normal logging rate on that. Subcontract rate. You can't make any money on that stuff. Your volume, production volume, goes down to 2. You make wood a hell of a mile up on that flat, but the job's 1,700 acres, and maybe 700 of it's accessible. The rest of it's, literally, you're talking 700, 800, 1,000 acres. It's like a 6 or an 8 pitch roof going down through there, and then there's a west branch of the Susquehanna River is right below it on one side, and because any of the drains and arroyos and stuff on that mountain are going to go right down into that trout stream. So the environmental concern on that, is going to be big time. The DEP would crawl right up your ass and pitch a tent. So, well, and then the other issue is, and nobody else looking at this thought much about it, is to get tractor trailers in there.
God, I wouldn't want a tractor truck.
Well, you'd have to put a good chunk of money into that road. A lot of drainage work, because they've just got it. The triaxle could get up in there, or Panamax, alright, and it's a pretty good road, and it's got a lot of stone in it. But there's some turns up in there that you'd never make with a tractor trailer, unless you'd have to widen way up so you can come around them. And then the switchback, I don't think the switchback would be too bad. But even to get up at the flat, to log the flat, you're talking about a lot of work to get in there. And about the only way around here you can afford to haul pulpwood is with the tractor trailer, because you're hauling so far. Your triaxle, you can't get enough weight on it. So there's no place at the bottom to load, because it comes right out onto a 2-lane road on a curve. Yeah, there isn't. There's no. So it's just a logistical nightmare. So I think my personal opinion would be the whole job would have to be short truck log. You'd have to put it all on a triaxle, take it down off of the mountain, and you're talking probably a mile at least by the time you go up that mountain and switch back and everything. So you gotta take that whole thing down and then stack it out somewhere, find a yard or something so you can track trailers and then reload it. So just a logistical nightmare, and I hit them with a pretty hard price. I don't think that's going to happen. So it's unfortunate, but I would never get involved in that unless I knew I was going to make money. It's just, oh man, I'm telling you, there's parts of that I don't even know if you can do it. It's so steep. I don't know if you can see in the video where, I'm looking down on, I'm probably looking down, I don't know, 700-800 feet, almost straight down. I mean, and you can see the roofs of the cars going by out laying below it. Well, how are you going to do that? I mean, you basically have to have a barrier down at the bottom, because if you cut that stuff, it's just going to take off, and if you don't have something to stop it, it's going to go right down across the road into traffic, kill someone. So, I don't even know how, basically you'd have to get out, start at the bottom, try and get everything to go sideways, and build yourself a huge barrier of tops or something, so you could, when you get up higher, and if you lost one, you can slide down in the road. Just a lot of logistical nightmares. So I don't think we're going to get involved in that. I hit up with a high price below to log that. It's like, I don't think I can make any money for what they're asking for that timber. I said, sorry, man. You wanted my opinion, I gave it to you. But anyway, so we're heading home. We're almost, we're about halfway between Columbus and Akron. So we're,
man, I just got some kind of allergy thing.
Did you?
Yeah,
You alright?
yeah, it's all like warming.
Okay, so we'll keep everybody posted. We're gonna get permits and get that little machine, get it back to my shop, get the good going over, and put fresh fluids in it, air cleaner and stuff, and start out, write all that stuff down on service sheets. So we're gonna get that done. Try and get some wood done this week. About a 10-hour ride out to get it, 10-hour ride back, so I'll probably send Marky out after that. 3-axle trailer, and get the permits and all. Let the fun begin. So, alright guys, well thanks for all of your patronage, and thanks for the likes and the comments, and you got 27 minutes to blow? Yeah, you can listen to me spewing.
Long-winded.
I know.
Phew, they say women can talk. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
You and Wade do pretty good.
Yeah, me and Wade can cackle it up.
Yeah.
Well, you went and did your share of cackling
Yeah, but
too.
you guys are like off the deep end for it.
Yeah, I know. Great. That was fun. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Wade and Ann again for hospitality, and Joanne and Phil, Mom and Dad there. Thanks. It's great to see all you guys. Okay, happy Father's Day, everybody. Enjoy what's left of your weekend, and have a safe and productive work week. Let's go make some money. Ta-ta.